like sitting on some wood here. There we go. Now we can all see. Okay. Probably that's a good spot. Please don't tip over. All right, get that going. Let me pull up the live stream on the internet. There we go. Turn the volume way down. Oh wait, let me turn up. Hello, hello. Okay, good. It's working. Just make sure you guys can hear me. All right. Let me just message Dalton and let him know that we're live. Okay, I'm ready, mister. Oh, not all in caps. I want to scare him. All right, there we go. All right, cool. Dalton's here. My brother's here. Hey, guys. Okay, good deal. Okay, let me make sure I'm still in the frame. Awesome. Okay, so Dalton's had some art questions about his watercolor pencils. Now, I've never used watercolor pencils ever. My friend Cece has, though, but I can't imagine it's much different than using actual watercolors, but this is what I'm using here. Just these little liquid paints. I'm just gonna... Whoops. And essentially the question is can he use black charcoal with his watercolor? And I also have some charcoal here, some old charcoal I'm going to use to test with. And we're going to do like a little mixture of what does watercolor look like when mixed with black charcoal? What does watercolor look like when mixed with black watercolor? And what was that, brilliant red? Let me get my pink. I have a rose. And then what does watercolor look like when using complementary colors for shading instead of black, okay? And this should only take a couple of minutes. I just got to get like the stuff on the thing. I know those look like the same color, but I'm about to mix some white in to brighten that pink up to match the shade that you're using. And if you feel like the shade you're using isn't, ew, that's gross, isn't dark enough, you could mix it in with a little bit of red and just keep layering and layering the same way you would with any color pencil until you get the shade you want. And that's the interesting thing about, I know that looks like crap, but there are like oils in these paints that keep them juicy. Oh, and recommended, these types of brushes here are best for watercolor. See how soft those are? This one's a little rougher, but this one is super soft. So those would be the kind of brushes you would ideally want to use for watercolor, but that doesn't mean you have to. It's just what I would recommend. Okay, here, let me grab this. First, I'm going to mix this pink and this white together to make a lighter shade. There we go. That's about right. Like a nice pastel pink. Okay. Then we're going to mix in and grab like a lot of water. This red in with this oil here. There we go. It's like stuck to my brush. Cool. Good deal. And let's grab a black. I've got an ivory black. How was my day? My day was really chill. I finished the Spartan painting. I've been working on that video off and on throughout the day. We sent it to Walgreens to get printed on a big 12 by 12 canvas. And it turned out really good. And it's the first time my digital art has ever been printed on a canvas before. So I got really excited. And I told my husband I wanted to print more of my artwork just to have around the house, you know. And he took the piece to his work to give to his boss. And I'm going to talk all about that in my video, which I'm editing right now. I still have to do the audio recording, but I'm waiting to see how long the video is going to be before I start recording. My voiceover. There's purple. Okay. I'm so glad you're excited. I'm excited to show it to you because I'm so proud of it. I was just telling Zero before you walked in that this is the first time I've ever done a comic book style artwork before, and I think I really nailed it. I'm really proud of it. Okay, so here's the pink. Let me make sure you can see. Good deal. There's some pink, right? Get lots of water on it to really like bring out that watercolor vibe. There you go. All right, now let's say you want to mix with a black watercolor. Right on the pink, wet on wet. This is how that's going to mix. And you could do that, but I don't think that that contrast is very nice. It's kind of sharp and it's kind of jarring, and it does look a little muddy. Now let's take a charcoal chunk here. What do I got? A soft one. Good deal. That'll work just fine. I'm going to put this like right here on this side. I don't think I need this paper just yet. That was just like a backup piece. All right, I'm going to scribble in real hard over here. Okay. Let's use this brush. Get it wet. And then brush it over. See how it's not really spreading? And even if I were to take it, get it loaded into my paintbrush and start putting it in over here, you can tell a big difference between what is charcoal and what is watercolor. This is kind of chunky. This doesn't really blend well, and it doesn't take it off the paper very well either. And this is a lot thicker paper than the line paper you were using. This isn't watercolor paper by any means, but it's thicker, so it gives you an example of like even if you were to use thick paper, you could just keep going and going, and it just doesn't look as smooth, and you can tell that there's a huge texture difference, and that's not going to be good for your artwork. Now, when I was telling you to use reds and purples for shading instead, here's the reason why. Because you can take your red here, and you can blend it into that pink, and you can get a nice smooth transition between the pink and the red, even dab in some purples, and for like the darker tone you want. So you got pink, red, purple, and then if you wanted to go to black, you can grab the black and go into the purple, and now you've got a nice smoother gradient working for you. That's better than just from pink to black, you know what I mean? And then if you want to try to blend even those better together, you can grab some more pink and just kind of go back and forth until you get the colors you want, you know? Just kind of grab each color and keep blending them in together until you get the shading and the colors you want, right? All right, so now let's show you an example with a drawing, okay? So here you've got your Princess Peach, right? There's her bangs. Oh, this looks like crap. So yeah, I don't have any references with me, so I'm just kind of by memory. There we go. Here's her hair. Voila. Okay, and she's got her eyes. She looks stupid. Da-da-da. Big poofy sleeves, boobies, and her dress. Boom, baby. Ha. Okay, so it looks better than it doesn't. That does not look good. Okay, so let me try to get you closer to my drawing. All right. Let's see if I can maneuver these little blocks without making a freaking mess. There, I'll just put you right on the desk. Cool, cool. Okay, so let's get the pink. All right, when you're coloring this thing, you want all your color to go in first, like your base color. That's what I would do. Look, it's grabbing all that black ink and just smearing it, making it muddy and gross. Okay, then you're going to want to take your red and you want to go along the edges here. That's going to bring out the shading. Everywhere a shading would be, potentially. And I'm not even like the best at shading anything. I'm like mediocre at it at best. Alright. But that already is giving off, you know, the vibe, right? Let me just dab some of this. It's kind of juicy. Yep. Like I just took it all off, but whatever. But you know, you get what I'm saying. And your painting's gonna be like a whole lot bigger than this tiny little thumbnail size painting. Alright, let's put some more pink back in there and just grab a little bit. There we go. Now let's grab that red. Nice. And I wouldn't say make even really like a harsh red, but you can blend the red in with that pink and make like a nice magenta color. And then grab that purple, and that would be your darkest, you know what I mean? That would be your very darkest color, so you would really get that in like the nooks and crannies, you know what I mean, of your painting. Here we go. But that is like not like the best example because it's so rushed, but it is an example just to get the idea across, you know. And let me see. Let me get some water. Or I don't have watercolors, but I do have color pencils just to show you like how to use your color pencils. Color pencils and watercolor pencils are essentially the same damn thing. The only thing is like one, obviously you can put water on it and it, you know, will soften it. Let me grab these two colors, and do I have a red? I should have a red somewhere. Where are you? You're poppy red. You'll work. Good deal. Okay, so all right, you're going to want to, hope you can see this. Okay. Is it blurry? All right, good deal. Let's see what you said. For sure, it looks good already. You know, I'm so damn dumb that I didn't think watercolor pencils were able to be wet. You're silly. You're a goof. Okay, here we go. So when you're coloring, you're probably doing this number, right? See how there's like a lot of white still in there? But if you press really hard and get it in, boom. And that's what you want, okay? Now these aren't watercolors. I'm actually kind of curious what it would happen if I put water on it. So let's just kind of test that and see, because like, yeah, no. Not watercolor pencils, so they're obviously not going to spread. But I just wanted to see what would happen because I'm just like, curious. Okay. So now we know. But yours will spread, all right? Yours will spread just like that, okay? But still, I would go as dark as possible. Get it in there. Get your, you know, your shaded color. Put that in next. Go back to your pinks. Really just kind of blend in that middle area for the gradient. Back over. Do I have a purple? I don't really know what all I have in this bag. I have a purple, but it's a really light. It's a light purple. But I have a blue that might be able to blend well. Blues and purples would do good for shading. Yeah, see how that almost looks black? That blue might be too dark for a smooth gradient shade. But like I said, I have this weird purple here. That actually works better. There we go. So yeah, definitely like work those colors in on your piece. And once you get it exactly how you want, that's when you're going to want to add your water to smooth everything out. You know what I mean? But yeah, definitely that's a no-no. This is better than that. Like you can just see the difference. I know like it's not great, but like I said, you can see a difference. And the contrast is just night and day, you know? And yeah, there you go. That's essentially the lesson. I know it's a jank lesson, but it's better than nothing. And it was easier to show you than it was to type it out, okay? So color it, then add water. Absolutely. That's what you need to do. And I don't know for how long you've used watercolors or if you've ever used them before, like your pencils. But that's what I would do. Also, definitely look up some videos, you know, because that's gonna be your biggest help. I mean, I know I just sat here and showed you what to do, but you know, looking up other artist videos is also gonna help because they might have some tips and tricks that I don't know about because it's not a medium that I'm, you know, used to. You use them without water like an idiot. You can use watercolor pencils without water and still get a really good picture, okay? You don't even have to put water on these, like if you don't want to. And you can still get, like I said, a really good picture. And if you want to do that, then I would, like I said, just like press really hard and get that color in, you know, because if you go lot, then it's not going to look as good, you know what I mean? Also, I think the brand of color pencil matters a little more than people realize. So, for example, like these are Prisma colors I'm using. They're soft Prisma colors. There's a difference between soft and hards, but even though I'm pressing a little harder, so this is light, this is hard, and I mean, it covers just so much of that paper versus if I was to use a Crayola pink. There's some like there's some differences here. You know, I'm even like this is pressing like triple like the amount of pressure in order to get the same coverage. You know what I mean? Like I'm having to press really, really hard on my paper. And at this right here is the same amount of pressure I was using here. You know, and I don't know if the camera's really picking that up, but there's a big difference between these two things and how much weight I had to really press down to get that. And then, you know, it just goes downhill from there. You start using like rose arts and stuff. Also, don't ever buy these, okay? You see this? Crayola with the eraser. These fucking suck. I bought them because I thought they would be cool to have, but like they're terrible and they're a waste of money. Now, rose arts are okay. I think the best rose art color pencils are going to be your metallics. All the other ones are kind of, you know, jank, but it's a really cheap brand. And then I also have these Faber Castell pencils here. And these are, I know it's like upside down, but there you go. You have a special Chinese set. Ooh, Ego Song. Ooh, I ain't never heard of those before. Are they nice? I want to use them. I want to come over and color with your color pencils. Okay, so this is a Faber-Castell pencil. And barely even pressing that paper. And already it's like darker than the Prismas. And then when I lightly do it, I mean, I have to really just be extra, extra feathery light with this. So in order to get that, because if you press down even a little bit, it's already getting darker and darker. So Faber-Castells definitely are better for blending than I think Prismacolors. But that's just my personal opinion, and you can just see the difference between barely pressing and medium pressing, and then of course we got Crayola hard pressing to get the exact same level of color on your paper. Let me show that to you. They suck ass, to be honest. You're making me want to get into watercolor now. Do it. Freaking yes. Everyone needs to be drawing right this second. We're having a lesson. Oh my gosh. And then whatever you draw, don't forget to like post it to Instagram so that I can see. I want to see your artwork. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm almost done with my video. I've got one last chunk of footage I have to edit together, export, and then I'm going to piece it all together and do my voiceover, and it will be done, and I'm really excited. I think the video is going to end up being kind of long. I'm going to try to get it as short as I can, but it's probably still ended up being like close to maybe the 15-20 minute mark. I don't know what I'm going to be able to talk about for that amount of time, so that's why I want to try to get it shorter. I don't know. Let's see. I post to my Discord and get told it sucks. Yeah. Here's what I think was happening with that, Dalton. Because you mentioned that the eye was weird, and I think people just kind of rolled with that. Because when you started being negative, I think people were like trying to make you laugh, but also follow your vibe. But I don't think anyone was trying to really be mean. Who was the first one to say something? Let's go. Because I think it was the guy with the beard. Gotta go back and look at, because when I was first scrolling through, I was just like scrolling and looking at all the progress pictures, and I wasn't really reading. And then when you said something, that's when I went back and started reading. You decided to add Birdo too. I freaking love Birdo. Oh yeah, and then you started like sending a picture of the eyes. Logo gave you some thumbs ups. You said you kind of fucked it up and you didn't even notice till you colored it in, but the left eye is a little higher than the right. And a little bigger. Oh well. And then Flix was like trying to restart, but it's a cool drawing. And then y'all were talking about horses. Logo said, besides the slight eye thing, I think it looks good, which was nice. But you kept going on about how it hurt to look at. And then Rico popped in, and Rico started talking about the eye and then the hair. Okay, so here's the lesson in that, my friend. Don't trash on your artwork. Don't trash on your own artwork, because then other people are going to start trashing on it too. And that's not good, okay? It sets the vibe and the tone for the conversation. You have to be confident, okay? You have to say, here's my artwork, here's what I did, I love it, what do y'all think? And then people are going to have a more positive vibe because you started off the conversation in a positive way. But as soon as you start pointing out flaws, people are going to also start pointing out the flaws. And that's how that took a downward spiral. But I don't think your drawing looks bad. Does it, need work? Obviously, like all of our work could always use more work, and we are our own worst critics. You know what I mean? But with practice, we get better. And the more you draw, the better you get. And with time, this time next year, your peach next year could look 10 times better than your peach this year if you keep drawing and focusing on it. You know what I mean? But if you don't ever pick up a pencil, then your peach next year will look probably the exact same as this year. And that's what I'm getting at. Let's see. My brother said, you usually do digital work and 3D stuff, which is amazing, by the way. I love your 3D work. But you've been meaning to get into physical art, medium stuff. Also, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. And I'm really glad that you've been working so hard on all your artwork and stuff, because my brother here, he's self-taught on the digital, like, Blender stuff, and it's looking really good. Like, wow. Blender is, what is the word I want to use? Daunting to me. Scary to try. A little confusing. I don't know, probably because I've never touched it, but I see people working on it all the time on my Instagram, like video game artists and stuff like that, and it looks so complicated, and I don't even know where to even begin doing like stuff like that. Let's see, you're a negative person. Did you just say brother? Yes, Ace Man is my actual brother. His name's Benjamin. And oh, hello. Yeah. I got the fam up in here. I got my real fam. I've got my internet fam. Ben, this is one of my friends. His name is Dalton. Met him through, where did we meet? We met through Zero's Twitch stream first. And then I saw that Dalton also does live streaming video games, which he hasn't been doing lately, but I think you just, what'd you say? You've been really busy with work and school, and now you got a girlfriend, and you're just a busy dude. Yeah, definitely through Zero. Sorry, I'm like cleaning up my mess. Look at that, I clean my desk, and look what you made me do. You mess it all up. Now I gotta clean it again. And I got that happening. So anyways, here, now you've got something to watch. Not my goofy face. Oh, goodness. But yeah, you gotta definitely be a more positive person. Was that Lady Queen? Lady King? Or are you calling your lady a queen? She is gorgeous. She's so pretty. You really like found yourself a nice one. I mean, obviously looks aside, she's, I'm sure, like a really smart, intelligent, great person as well. I mean, she's a freaking nurse. Like, you gotta be hella smart to be a nurse, which I'm not. I could never. Listen, the world comes to an end and the zombie apocalypse shows up. You don't want me dressing your wounds. We're talking duct tape and super glue. I can probably pull some arts and crafts and paper mache your arm back together. I don't know. When I go back to nursing, I'm not falling out that time. Right? There we go. Get this thing back on my desk. That's there. That goes there. Cleaning up. Excuse me. Y'all don't look at me. Yeah, that in a minute. Over there. Alright, there we go. Alright. Hey Logo, how you doing, bud? So anyway, let's see. How can I point this at me without looking like an Ursula? Does that look okay? That looks stupid? Yeah, I look fucking stupid. I am so sorry. Y'all don't gotta look at me. You just close your eyes. Anyway, I look fine, thanks. So yeah, that's that. I don't even really know how to end this. I showed you how to do the art stuff, and now we're just talking. But anyway, so I guess I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream. I know people just started popping in, but now I'm uncomfortable being on the camera looking like a dork. So I'm going to pop out of here. Look at that, I'm like blushing. Turn to a tomato. You guys got me so nervous. Yes, I am. All right, I'm going to go. I'll see you later. Bye.